What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. Breaking news coming in the last few minutes or so, hours or so, all day. Though it's all going off, is what they are saying. Is it? Isn't it going off? That's the question. We're going to be getting into it live with you for the next hour and a bit. But I've got a special guest today. We couldn't get actually KG the comedian to join us this afternoon. Instead, we've got who is known as, well, actually, what is your name?
Tier 1 KG. Tier 1G, to be honest. Tier 1 KG. I'll take any of those, to be honest. But I'm here delivering hot takes, basically. I said Thursday. It happens. It's Thursday, guys. Once again.
It is Thursday, but it must be mentioned. And we've actually signed an exclusive deal to bring KG, Tier 1 KG in. We can't say the fee, but we can say it's got add-ons as part of it as well. Add-ons. But no, we are going to get into the news because it's important to actually stress what's going on here. Now, let's start off with the stock price. Actually, no, let's not start off with the stock price. Let's do this chronologically. First of all, Company's House. There is a company. No. You gotta go, if you're gonna go chronology, wait, say that again because I can't say it. Hold on. In a chronological order. In a chronological order, I think you should start with Rio because Rio. Yes. Well, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that because Flex did speak about this in a video that went up about an hour or so ago regarding Rio Ferdinand. What KG is talking about. A video on 5. He was standing at a train station. He said, "If what I'm hearing is true, then this takeover is imminent and Manchester United are going to accept the Qatari bid." And he said that it could happen within hours or days. That's what Rio said. Everyone went crazy. Flex did a video about it. Go and check it out on the channel as well. Next step in the chronology involved here is a company being formed. Now, earlier today, pictures started to circulate. You can go and actually find the company itself on Company's House on the registry. It's not too difficult to find. And that was that a company had been founded. It was 92 UK Holdings Limited, and Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani was a director of said company. It was actually given the certificate of incorporation of this private limited company was given at Company's House in Cardiff today on the 15th of June, 2023. Now, do you want to get into that first, or should we do the timeline just in?
Let's keep getting with the timeline for the people watching as well.
Okay. So that then formed into a lot going on with the stock price. Stock price went crazy. The stock price surged. If you were looking at the little graph, it went whoosh like that. And I think got up to something like $26, $27 a share. It had been reported previously by Faisal Islam, who is the BBC economics editor, that if we were getting near $30 a share, that's kind of what he expected the number to be when it comes to a full takeover. Now, trading then actually paused for the Manchester United stock. And when the trading paused, it paused because Reuters went with an article saying that Manchester United are negotiating granting exclusivity to the consortium led by Qatar's Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, also known as Al Thans. They didn't say that in the article. That would be kind of crazy. But it continued by saying the Qatari offer is currently viewed by the Glazers more favorably than the bid from Sir Jim Ratcliffe / Ineos. Manchester United would not be allowed to negotiate with any bidder other than Sheikh Jassim for the exclusivity period. It could not be learned how long that period may last, though. The situation remains fluid, and a new bid from Ratcliffe and Ineos could prevent Sheikh Jassim from securing exclusivity. Now, a lot of people, I think, kind of misinterpreted that a little bit, KG, because people saw exclusivity and said, they're exclusive, it's happening. And actually what they were saying is they're negotiating exclusivity. So Simon Stone then responded that up with a tweet in his own words. Eric, he said, regarding Manchester United ownership, no exclusivity granted. Told talks continue with multiple parties. So that's kind of the timeline, is that it's all going off today.
Don't forget Ben Jacobs as well.
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that. When it comes to the company being formed, which again, people saw as a big sign of something happening, he said, it's important to note, despite the excitement, that the paperwork for the 92 UK Holdings Limited was sent to Company's House months ago, according to Ben Jacobs. A lot of people getting excited about the date of incorporation, that being today, the 15th of June, but this was initiated long before Qatar's last two offers. This is again evidence that the 92 Foundation organization, much like Ineos, are preparing and being prepared by the seller. So if given the green light, they are ready to execute the deal. Those close to both groups still haven't been given a definitive answer. It's such a big moment for Manchester United, so important not to jump the gun.
Brilliant. And there we go. All right, so now let's get into this because it is all going off, yeah? But I find it, you know what I find really interesting? We had the Rio one this morning, right? But then the second piece that I found that was like, okay, something's going on here is it was the Company's House piece. And let's have it right. They go on Sky all the time, all these different publications go on and they tell us, because that's breaking news. If you tell me that Sheikh Jassim's 9-2 Foundation have registered with Company's House and they're trying to secure, like, they're setting things up for life as the owners, that's breaking news. Saying we knew that a month ago and not telling us, how strange. You know what I mean? You know, when you just think, okay, that's weird. That doesn't make sense to me. Again, there's another piece of how strange news is when they said that Glazers contacted the PSG president. And another one, you think, well, that happened a month ago. Once again, guys, how strange. You know what I mean? You're talking about 5 bids going in and a bid goes in after the conversation, and you think it's the journal's job to just keep us up to date with things. They've been telling us the same news over and over again for months on end. They've been saying, yep, it all depends on the Glazers. That we don't know if they want to sell this, that, and the other. It's been the same news. Even when there's not even big changes, it's the same. So now you're saying, well, guys, either you're not in favor of this bid that's going in, or you don't want us to know, but then it would make a lot of sense for your clicks in this, that, and the other, because why is Sir Jim the number one guy? Why is he the number one preferred bidder? There's not been anything to say why. There's not been, except from the news, they said 2 bids have gone in, right? But Sir Jim's the preferred bidder. Okay, how? Why? What is the reasoning behind these things? And now we're seeing other things that saying, hey, there's like little, you follow the trail and you're saying, well, this has happened here, this has happened there. It feels if conversations and this guy's bidded 5 times, maybe they want that bid. Maybe things are not as it seems. So that's where I am right now. I honestly feel that a decision has been, one second.
Tier 1 KG.
There you go. I feel that we are closer. And then even when Qatar came out and spoke for the first time, they do not speak for no reason. Someone was too fast. Someone moved ahead of the gun, that jumped the gun heavy. And we saw what happened to the market, right?
You think they were looking at the drafts? They were looking at the drafts, and then they accidentally clicked publish, and they went, "What have you done?
What have you again?" Because
no one will notice. It'll be fine. No one will notice. Next day they wake up, stock's gone like that. We could go in jail. Let's get it out.
Qatar have not spoken in this whole process where the journals over here been getting crazy, telling us this is the main face, this is the main runner. And all of a sudden, the last thing from Simon Stone, I found kind of funny because like multiple sources. Okay, so who are these multiple sources? Because I thought it was a 2-horse race. All of a sudden, everyone's involved in this. We're close to exclusivity. I think we know where it is. I think they know where it is. We're extremely close. I was hoping again, tier 1 Thursday settings. I was hoping that it will be done on Thursday. With the pushback, we're not far. We can't be far. They know what time it is.
I think it's fair to say that we're not far. I do think it is, and I know this isn't what people want to hear. But at the same time, I do think we have to be really cautious not to get carried away with ourselves. And maybe that's what people have been doing here. I mean, they literally stopped trading for a period because they were like, this is getting out of hand. Like, what's going on? Now, as of right now, I think it's opened up again. And it has come down a little bit from the spike that was earlier today. As I mentioned, it was up to $26. Now it's down to about 25. So maybe things have kind of cooled off a little bit as maybe these journalists have come out to say, you know, it's not as maybe as close as you thought. In addition to that, Ben Jacobs has been tweeting again quite a bit here, saying, also understand that there is unlikely to be a conclusion to the Manchester United sale process this week, certainly not in terms of any public or formal announcements, which is hilarious because all of the article said this coming week there's going to be an announcement. now they're going...
I'm glad that you've caught on to that. Thank you very much.
And now there's not going to be that. In addition to that, it's kind of funny because that article from Reuters comes out saying that United are negotiating with Qatar regarding exclusivity, and Ben Jacobs was the one, of course, he said neither the 9-2 Foundation or INEOS are going to be placed into exclusivity because essentially they're both doing it at a parallel process. So essentially they're kind of both in exclusivity and the Glazers just have to decide which one they want to go with. He's then quote tweeted that tweet from the 11th of June, Ben Jacobs, saying, as per below, the plan remains for neither group to enter into exclusive negotiations. And remember, 9-2 Foundation have said they won't engage on further financials. All signs point to readying both groups and then picking a winner. This would mean the next step is not really a preferred bidder stage, traditionally associated with exclusive negotiations. More likely, both groups will await the green light, and then if one is picked, they will move straight into the completion process. So he's kind of doubling down on his report that was out there previously saying, no, Qatar, Sheikh Jassim, they're not in exclusive. They're not in exclusivity. They're not negotiating exclusivity because neither group's going to be put in exclusivity. And I guess this comes to KG. Yep. Who do you believe? Because this is just yet another example. It's another example, isn't it, of hearing one thing and then hearing the complete opposite. Who do you believe?
And I'm so happy that we're here because I honestly feel that a lot of journalists are trying to have this thing in their careers where I believe that a lot of them want to be Fabrizio. They want to be Ornstein. You want to be the guy to deliver the scoop. You want to be first, right? And I think that's what's going on with these guys. Honestly, like there's been so much noise, but then like there's been contradictions on their behalf. Again, this was the week for what they said was going to happen. All of a sudden, yeah, there's going to be no news this week. Mate, we just heard from you lot last week that they told us this is the week where we'll know everything. This week, again, the same guys, because we had to start calling these tier one, well, not tier oneers, but we had to start calling these journalists out because I'm tier one, so I don't want to call out myself. But we have to be honest and say, look, these are the same guys that said a bid's gone in. And there was no bid that got in.
Sorry to cut you again because Reuters have now just tweeted. This is what happens when you're live, folks. So be sure to smash like on the like button. Yeah. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Reuters, and of course, they've got 25.6 million followers. It's not as if we're not talking about any ham and eggers here. We're talking about big deal. They have tweeted exclusive. English football club Manchester United is negotiating granting exclusivity to the consortium led by Qatar's Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani in the talks to sell itself for more than $6 billion. People familiar with the matter have said. It continues. Members of the Glazer family, which own minority stakes in Manchester United and control it thanks to dual-class share structure, would be cashing out as part of the proposed deal, one of the sources said. The final bit says the Qatari offer is currently viewed by the Glazers more favorably than a bid from the British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe, founder of chemicals producer INEOS, the sources added. So they're still going with it. So you've got now, it goes back to again.
One second. It's all going on.
It really is though, isn't it? Because again, you've got Ben Jacobs continuing to tweet saying no one's going into exclusivity, that we're not going to get a decision this week. Then you've got Reuters who again really kick this off. They're going tweet again.
We're not
put it on the main. Put it on the main feed. Put it on the main feed. It was on Reuters Sports, and they went put it on the main feed.
Hey, listen, Ben, Simon, you got 24 hours to reply, bro, because it's serious. Again, us tier ones, I only come out and speak when I hear from, like it's a special class. But I don't want to make this about me. Let's make this about Man United quickly. Yeah, I've been saying that. The sad thing about the journalism that we've seen so far is it has been one way. It has been the whole way. Even if you look at it, try and look at it as a neutral and say, okay, what's going on here? What are these guys telling me? From the beginning of time, we've heard Sir Jim, preferred bidder, the best guy, this, that, and the other. That's all we've heard. I've been waiting to hear any kind of real investigative journalism about how Sir Jim's running his French club, right? And then also let's put up another piece that goes on. He actually owns a French club. We're hearing that we could be linked with PSG. Everyone goes crazy for the PSG links, mate. The actual owner's already got a club. And then after they realize, this looks a bit embarrassing. You know what? Let's put out the news of Sir Jim will be willing to sell his club when this is all said and done. And it's like, guys, things are not really adding up here. So far, in terms of the running of the club, how is he doing over there? How is that French team looking? No one's asking these questions. Again, there's shrouds of so much. There's only one picture of Altani, this, that, and the other. There's it feels kind of like clandestine. When they talk about Altani, the tone is
excellent word. Well done,
yes,
KG.
The tone is something that you have. I'll have the Carlo Ancelotti raised eyebrow from the tone of it, right? Yeah, absolutely. And then after, when there's the moments to give us like more information, if they want, because they love clicks in this, and we see them talking about the same news over and over again, why would you not tell a community that's going to lap this up and click on this for days? The 92 Foundation have just signed up with Company's House because they're trying to be ready for execution if the deal goes through. That's breaking news. That's Sky Sports with the yellow ticker. That works. Another one. The Glazers have contacted Ben came out and said, well, I knew about this a month ago. Why didn't you tell us? Well, I was like, you lot been telling us all sorts. You lot like, this is,
it does feel like, doesn't it? Like they might have reached out to like the 92 Foundation, go, what's that all about? And then they just try and sort of play it down when they say, we did that. Don't worry, we did that months ago. But you know, when you're talking to someone, with me and you, we're talking face to face like this, yeah? And then if I lie to you and you go, you're lying to me. Right? And both of you know you're lying, but you just kind of take it. You go, okay, yeah. You go, do you like what I'm wearing today, KG? And you go, I love it. And you go, and I go, I know he's lying. And KG's like, I know he's lying. And we both just go, okay, yeah. I feel like it's that. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. Like, it's honestly, this whole song and dance has been a farce. That's really what we need to call it. It's been ridiculous. Again, I don't think you're our preferred option when I keep asking someone else to bid. That's the part. Like, how then? Like, we all have brains, innit? Like, wait, guys, like, that's mad. I'm trying to do business with you, and you keep looking at someone else. Owen, literally, me and you, I'm saying, hey, Owen, I love your channel. You know what? I want to buy 50% of your channel, 52% of your channel. Yeah. And you're like, I don't know, whatever Sir Jim's going to give. Yeah. But I want that. Yeah. And then after, but you know,
this isn't a serious offer, is it?
I don't know. But just say, I want to buy a channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
In layman's terms, right?
Yeah.
Saying, here you go. But you'll still be involved because you still want control. It's your channel. You want to run it as how you're running it, right?
Yeah, of course.
People in charge and this, that, and the other. And this is the offer I've got for you. But then and then Flex pulls up and says, actually, I'll buy 100% of your channel and I'll just change it to I don't know, United View Extra. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do, right? He's gonna make some big changes. He's gonna bring it back. He's gonna make it really special. Yeah, I'm gonna pay you out for it. And then after, apparently, I'm the preferred bidder. But you keep going back to Flex and saying, "You right, mate?"
Yeah,
about that bid.
Yeah. Or I call Josh and I go, "Can you ask Flex to put in a bit more money?"
And I'm waiting over here, muggins.
And you get wind of it. Go, did you talk to Josh? And I go, no.
Wait, and then after, I'm like a little idiot is still going through Rain Group, and they're talking direct.
And every time someone talks to you, they go, "How's it going with getting the channel?" You go, "Deep talks, deep negotiations," and everyone's like, "Cool, good, yeah, fine,
yeah, absolutely." They're having that. They called him in it. Direct discussions. You heard that the Qatar group said, "This is ridiculous." They stopped dealing with Rain. Rain got upset because they're like, "Wait, we're being paid to do this negotiation, and I think they've gone above us." And it sounds like, by all means, when you start having conversations like this, and it's typical Glazers though. Glazers have brought someone in and they say, "You know what? Maybe we'll do it ourselves." Glazeronomics. End of the day, they want their money, And for some strange reason over here, these guys are not looked on favorite. Altani is not looked on favorably in the eyes of the eyes of the British media so far. That's how it looks to me. It's just as a casual reader that's trying to make up my mind. It just feels as if you lot have made up your decision already. That it can't be them. It can't be them, and it's hard to listen to that because at the same time, these are the same people that are lauding Man City for being one of the greatest teams ever. You know, talking about them being the greatest team assembled and this, that, and the other, and how Newcastle are doing things the best way, and it's great for And look at the last guy that was running Newcastle. If they could choose and say, "Raw, give it back to Mike Ashley," or business as usual, they'll say business as usual. I think it just needs to be equal. I would like to see some more honesty, some equalness in the articles that I put out, just so we know, is he doing a good job with the French team? Absolutely not. Has he made big changes? Are they happy? Do they like the way things are going? And what about a guy that says he buys a team and then just dumps and runs when another team comes up? What's that all about? Is that good running? Is that someone that you want at the helm of your club? I think that's a bit of a worry for me, actually. It's like someone walking out on his newborn child, bro. You still got fathering to do. What the hell's going on?
We're still in developmental stages.
We're still in developmental stages.
Let's get a couple of these super chats out of the way. Bruno says, after today's roller coaster of news, we are exactly where we were 4 months ago. Full circle accomplished. I love this club. Well, that also is worth pointing out. What Bruno is saying there is like still after all of this, after the share price going up, after a company being formed, and we're going to get into the debate in a second of how long it actually takes to form a company, right? Because that's where it's got to at this point too. But are we any further forward than we were yesterday?
I said Thursday, and if I go to the
if I check my journalistic notes,
it will tell you. Let's go to this page. I don't know if that's coming up, but there's nothing on it. So I'll say yeah. Like everyone else, nobody knows.
I thought you were going to do some kind of David Blaine thing, and you'd written it down like 7 weeks ago, Thursday, the 15th of June. I thought, KG, that was going to be the most amazing thing. I thought you were going to open it up and you go, this was written 6 months ago, Thursday, the 15th of June. I'd be like, KG, man. KG, not KG the tier 1, KG the magician. KG, you know what I mean?
No, because I think nobody, again, they don't know. Everyone wants to be. I know these journalists want to be Fabrizio. You want to be the guy that breaks all the news. They love it when it's like when everyone's atting them and saying it must be good for your ego, right? Like if news drop, I want to hear.
In the end, it was Rio,
and that was, they were furious.
It was Rio on the platform waiting for a train. He decided, I got to get on this train. Just 2 secs. Why? It's got to break an exclusive. Qatar. That's kind of crazy. More super chats says, Althani is pronounced Thani, like the word thir, or Altans works for you too, for you folks. Well, KG will always call him Altans.
Altans. That's my guy.
Yeah. Or Al Khalif's.
Like NASA. No, I can't wait for that phone call to take place.
That's Al Khalif's. Vegeta says it's all because English media has been on Sir Jim. They tried to PR him and have failed. Western media isn't the be-all and end-all. Red Devils is the latest member of the UB Members Club. You can also join the UB Members Club. Links in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content. Kyle says, KG looking like Jasim's entourage. I'm here for it. People don't realize that, again, this isn't that's journalistic. Okay, KG. This is tier 1.
It's tier 1.
Some people say they thought you'd gone to like a funeral, but actually it's no.
No, I'm dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, exactly. It's a black tie event.
I think it's a tier. If you're giving, if you're out here being a tier 1 journalist, and like I'm just saying, even the joke side around it, right? Nobody knows, bro. These guys have been telling us for the longest time this is happening, and it doesn't happen. They tell us bids have gone in, it doesn't happen. They tell us the final offer. And they said, I remember before, And then there was this thing where Sir Jim's the main guy, this, that, and the other. And then after there was this, it looks like everything's pointing towards Sir Jim. And then after there was a deadline bid from, bro, you don't know. You're just like us. You're at home waiting for the phone to ring. If it rings, and then the funny thing is, the people that haven't spoken has been Qatar. They've only spoken once in this thing. And someone jumped the gun. Someone over there was too quick, and said, "Hey guys, it's us." They've not done that. Over here, we've been hearing preferred bidder. Again, just do the deductions yourself.
Well, do you think it's interesting then that every single time we do get this indication of maybe a step forward for Sheikh Jassim, I mean, almost immediately it's pinned back with, someone going, no, it's no preferred bidder. No.
Don't you find that interesting? Don't you find that a little bit just because that's interesting? They don't even allow the news they don't even allow it to dry a bit. I haven't seen anything. They've never been able to back up why Sir Jim's the best, why he's the best bid. They've never been, they say, I think the Glazers would like to stay. Well, you lot just said that 4 Glazers want to go. Then there's the other one. Remember when they said, 6 Glazers want to stay and they don't mind holding on to their shares?
Yeah.
Who can corroborate that news? What Glazer did he speak to that said, yeah, this is what we're doing? I want to know. These are the things that, and no one's asking these questions. No one's saying, hey guys, they always shoot these ones down, but then what's going on the other side? Like, why are they so quick to do it? It's ridiculous.
WJ Barrett says, I said to you and Owen, Owen and KG, our Tarns feels different. V33 says, irony, a few Man United sale news and City treble news is dead. The City treble news was dead on a rumor the other day. Yeah, not even as much as this, a rumor. And it died very, very quickly. Nathan with a super chat says, yo guys just tuned in, been absent from everything. Owen, can you give a quick overhaul of what's happened, what's happening and what happened? Well, I can do, you know what, KG, I'll try my best in 60 seconds or less. Okay, so today we have had Rio Ferdinand say that a Qatari takeover is imminent. That was then followed up by revelations that the 92 Foundation have created the 92 Holdings Limited private company here in the UK, official company's house. That was granted today. Then the stock price went like this. Trading was paused because Reuters went with the exclusive that United were negotiating granting exclusivity to the consortium led by Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, but that's since been disputed by the likes of Simon Stone, Ben Jacobs, and others. So that's kind of where we're at right now, where a lot of talk, but maybe nothing of real substance. But again, it's all based on who do you believe. Hopefully that's a good summation for you, Nathan. Well, Kyle says, KG, tier, none, because you're incomparable. Ha 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 ha.
That's brilliant.
KG doesn't do tiers. He's above.
I'm not.
He's above. You're above it, KG.
I'm not going anywhere, bro. Except to pick on my daughter.
Yeah, obviously. Dressed like that as well. And they go, what are you doing? Tier 1 journalist.
Tier 1.
No problem. Afo is the latest member of the UV Members Club. Welcome to Afo. Bruno says, Kevin, Romano, Gary. Hello, guys.
Again, they're all making it up. I just want you not to know that these guys are just throwing things at the wall. Like what you say sometimes, you just throw pieces at the wall and you're hoping for something to be accurate. And they've been wrong. Yeah.
It's like spaghetti.
I'll never forget the day that it was me and you was here and was like, the bid and this, that, and the other. The final bid's going in tonight. Bro, no bid.
An hour and 30 minutes. Me and KG, tier 1 journalists, were live, yeah? And then we went, right, see you all later. Finish stream. Boom. None of those bids went in.
And they told us they did. That's the cheek of it. That is the cheek of it all. Like I'm telling you, these guys have been wrong on this whole journey. You know what I mean? They have been. Even like all those guys that had Sir Jim leading the pack of being the wrong preferred bidder. Well, everyone in their dog keeps telling us, well, there's no preferred bidder. So when did that happen, lads? Did you want to tell us? Did anyone want to come back and say, hey, United fans, you've been following this all the whole time and this, that, and the other. Guess what? There's no preferred bidder. So don't worry about Sir Jim taking over because it could be anyone. No one said that. It's ridiculous.
Joel says Ben Jacobs and Co are full of crap. They're as clueless as we are. And Lil Yo-Yo says coincidence that Fleck Alfani's opens a company. There's this. They always say Fleck Alfani like he's the real one. He's the one with all of the Qatari sources and all the Qatari money, which obviously is completely true. He does. Joel says, I've done that one as well. So I think we're quite when it comes to super chats. Right then, KG. So when it comes to, you said Thursday.
Yeah,
I mean it's 5 o'clock Thursday in terms of
take the real one. I say it's Thursday. It's Thursday, guys. The figgy stopped. Reuters are saying it's them. Reuters are sticking to it. They're saying, listen, that he can say that. This is what we know, right? Unless is that tweet still there? They haven't taken it down, have they?
I believe it's still there. I'm going to look at the article now as well. Again, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. But you're right, though. It's big for them to go with it. And it must be said, they're going with it as an exclusive as well. So it's their opinion or their sources versus other people's sources as well. Again, I do think it is really... it took me back when I saw it because I thought, well, we've been told for the last week or so that there isn't going to be exclusivity. So this doesn't make a ton of sense. And to be honest, it's kind of just the same for what was being tweeted. A little bit at the end where they say the sources requested anonymity because the matter is confidential. It's not really confidential.
This has been the most unconfidential news I've ever seen in my life.
I was going to say the sources requested anonymity because the matter's confidential. It's on Reuters. They got 25 million followers. They had to stop trading for a little bit of time. Very confidential, that.
And you know what's funny? Because I heard Ben Jacobs is on United Stand having a conversation. He's basically saying that Reuters is lying. So we'll see. End of the day, we'll have to someone's telling the truth, somebody's lying.
Well, and again, what is interesting with it as well is that. For me, it took me by surprise too, not only because of the exclusivity thing, but also because this was happening during market trading. And my feeling was like any announcement or any leaks to journalists, it's wise to do that when there's no trading going on, because again, that can be seen as stock market or manipulation. So maybe again, is it a case of you weren't really meant to say that? You were meant to.
A lot of people are doing things they're not meant to do. And like the main thing is, it's just being like just having a bit of a brain about you and saying to yourself, "Look, come on, man. There's a reason why." And all I'd like to ask some of these people is, well, if you knew a month ago that the Glazers contacted the PSG president, why didn't you tell us? If you knew a month ago that the 9-2 Foundation, who they love clicks, they love all this stuff. They love just making us go and see an article where nothing's changed. Again, they register their company just ready for execution because this group was formed purely to buy Man United, 9-2 Foundation.
Yeah.
If that's happened, that's got to be breaking news. That's good. That's an update in the transfer saga. Why didn't you tell us? So now it's like then. My thing is, then like if let's say it's in a court of law, I can no longer trust the guy that's on the stand because you're not telling me that I'm not getting the information from you. I'm getting pieces of information. You're leaving stuff out. Well, why have you done that? That's all I want to know. Because now it's like I now look at you with side eye because I'm thinking, well, what the hell's going on here? And then go ahead.
Well, I think also as well, you look at that. Let's take a step back and look at this situation right now today, because this, I think, actually perfectly encapsulates this entire takeover process, isn't it? We've got big journalists, big significant journalists with significant sources and significant resources as well to get information from, and we're getting conflicting information. And it's been like this every step of the way, as I mentioned earlier, where it is bids have gone in, bids haven't gone in. There's exclusivity. There isn't exclusivity. It's going to be done this week. No, it's not going to be done this week. Jim Ratcliffe's leading the race. Qatar are out the race. Actually, Qatar, they're quite close. They've set up a company today. No, they didn't set up a company today. That was 2 weeks. That was months ago. With all of that kind of stuff, yes, it gets into you don't know what to believe, but It could even be a case where is the truth? You know, we always say, like, you know, finding the truth is like panning for gold, in that, you know, when they dig in the dirt and they shake it about, the dirt falls away, the gold's in the middle, but it's just this big. So all of that kind of stuff surrounding it isn't actually truth. There's just a tiny bit in there that's true. The real difficult thing with all of this is it's really hard to find out what's true there, because there's just so much. There's so much of it, and it's so contradictory. And I kind of think about that super chat that went in earlier, saying that whilst it does feel like we are progressing and we are in the end game, I don't know if I feel any further forward in this at this point.
I don't. We must be. No, the killer is we like. It's. I mean, mad.
we joke, and you say Thursday and stuff like that. It's not getting done today. No, it's not. No. It's not. And let's face it, probably not this. Probably not this week as well.
Should I take off this tier 1 jacket?
You can do what you want.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, go on.
Not the.
Well, looks like I'm just KG now.
Yeah, the skin has been shed. But still, my point is that it just perfectly sums up this entire process, doesn't it? It's chaos. It's farcical, and nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It's chaos. It's funny. I think the whole saga, but it's Man United. Man United make a saga out of anything. Like we can't just live our lives without a saga. JR token settings. We will continue something till the bitter end. You know, it's just the way of this club. A lot of clubs can be sold. Man United make it the most difficult selling known to man. They don't even get back to the bloody investors. You know what I mean? Like, when investors are getting annoyed, like, what are you lot doing? And end of the day, it's like, it's obviously something. If they were sure about, let's say they were sure about Sir Jim, as I'm saying, because Sir Jim's offering the greatest situation according to all the journalists, they get to stay at the club, and the Glazers want to be at the club. That's what we've been told, right? Then you will take the offer. It hasn't changed. Sir Jim hasn't come back and said, we're going to offer you this much now for half. He's had the same offer. They finally said, because every time they spoke about it, these apparently bids that nobody knows the full value. They always know the value of Sir Jim's one, and they always know that Artani's one has never been close to Sir Jim's one. They only said on the 5th and final bid, it's finally matching what Sir Jim's offering. Okay. Like, it's the whole thing here is insane. This saga has been terrible. But again, they're selling papers. You know, we can never forget that. They're selling papers. They do have their favorites, even though they talking about impartiality and this, that, and the other. It has been anything but impartial, as just someone sitting back and watching. You know, again, if it's Sir Jim, it's not what I really want, but I will take it, if that makes sense. If it's Qatar, it's what I do want. That's the one that I would like, because it's just loads of money in it and they clear the debt and there's no more Glazers. That's cool. Each situation, I'm open to whatever situation, right? But I don't feel like the people writing the papers have felt that way. And you have to ask yourself why.
You do. And as mentioned before, I think there's a huge sense of irony, isn't there, that we talk about the treble and how really that's been celebrated over the last week or so. And we also see the praise for Newcastle as well for the work they've done this season too. And but you know, but then when they talk about Manchester United, it's awful.
It could be the worst. I've heard Man United getting bought out by Qatar could be the worst thing for the Premier League, mate. City have won 6 of the last 5 titles. What do you mean? Like, it could be the worst of the Premier League? Like, the Premier League has already been affected. And then even now, let's say before, Europe was a bit more like, it was a bit more closer in Europe. It's hard in Europe now. It's going to be very difficult for a team that's not a Premier League side to win the Champions League. It's harder now. We have everything. We have TV revenue. When Newcastle in the Champions League right now, and other teams, like teams that have been in these tournaments for years. And
KG, sorry, did you say 6 of the last?
Sorry. Wait, you know what I mean? Come on.
Press the fun K button. Press it.
it's a, what do you call it? Aluko. What's her name? You know what I meant, though. Come on, guys. It's because I took off the tier 1 jacket.
They've won 6 of the last 5 titles. They've won 6 of the last 5 titles, Jeff.
Oh, come on, you knew what I mean. I was just, the ball was rolling, and I was in my bag. Is what I'm saying.
I'd say what, KG. To be honest, I worry for you. I worry for him, Jeff.
I worry for him. No, but I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's really bad how they just praise. I can't believe they're talking about how City, the development, the training ground, the this and that. What do you think how did they do it? They've done it. And all sorts, and let's not even forget the breaches. They don't talk about it anymore. Where's the journalism gone in that era? It's gone. It's like, they're just the greatest. Don't we love this team? And then now Man United are saying, well, we have to fight fire with fire because we're just not good enough. At the moment, this is bad. We're trying to make changes because the Glazers have rinsed us dry. And if we've only got 100 million is our budget, to spend in the transfer window, when other teams are like doing that in their sleep, it lets you know that these guys can't manage this club anymore. If we're bringing in Weghorst and Sabitzer in January because the wells run dry and there's no more dividends coming out, guys, these guys are not good enough owners anymore. Changes need to be made. Ridiculous.
But we get to the end of the day today and we're no closer.
I feel like what about that?
You know what I mean?
What about the company's house thing? You don't think that's
that is significant. And I do find it bizarre when they say, oh, that was in the works months ago, because it doesn't take that long to set up a company. Anyone can do it. I think it costs like 20 quid or 40 quid or something like that.
I read it. Yeah. It doesn't take long as well. Actually, I had my phone's a bit far. But on Company's House, if you look at the message I put in the group, it will say how long it. I think
it takes like 5. Is it 5 working days, maybe something like that, to get that thing through, maybe, if that. The idea. So the idea that they came months ago, what were they flown from Qatar via pigeon or something like that? Is that why it took like months? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. The whole thing has been hilarious. It's been a farce, and I can't wait because we will come to the end of it. Because again, you don't want I think the Glazers don't want the Qatari group to walk away. There is that thing because they did say, look, guys, we'll walk away. And that news didn't come from, that was like news, like PR and press from that side of the world where they said, look, they're willing to walk away. This is our final offer. If you don't take this, see you later. That was the last thing. That's the only thing they've really said, hey guys, we're not going to bid again. This is it. Right. Now they've been thinking about this bid for a long time, and you don't, because Sir Jim's happy to wait as long as it takes because he's giving them he's put his best hand forward. I'll give you you'll still have a percentage. I'm not buying the full sell. You're still going to be involved in the club in some shape or form. That's a great offer. Then that's not going anywhere. He's already got his club. These guys have said, we don't do business like this. You lot are mugging us off. We put as many bids up. We put 5 bids up now. Talk to us or we're out. Simple as that. And I think they have to do something because I know that they want to start buying players. They want to start planning for the future. So does the manager. Isn't it strange that how you haven't heard real talks of Sir Jim really antsy about the window opening and he can't buy players? You haven't heard nothing like that, but he's supposed to be the best of United. Where does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, and also as well, I'm just looking at the Reuters article once again, because again, it really is fascinating to see the difference in what these people are saying. And again, Reuters, everyone knows who Reuters are. As I mentioned, over 25 million followers. The person in question has actually written this article and gone with this exclusive, is called Anirban Sen, and he's the editor in charge for United States mergers and acquisitions at Reuters in New York, where he leads the coverage of the biggest deals. That's in his bio as well.
Wait, who is he? Let's put some respect on this guy's name.
So is it Anirban Sen? He is the editor in charge for the US mergers and acquisitions in Reuters in New York, where he leads the coverage of the biggest deals. He's worked, I could go through his whole history, but he's, done things for the Economic Times, blah, blah, blah. So this is a legitimate financial journalist. Again, he's the editor in charge for mergers and acquisitions.
It's literally his job. versus the football pundits. Get out of here, fam. Versus just a football journalist that don't even know about these mergers and acquisitions. We're talking big money, you know. This ain't. We're not talking about simple VAR right now. We're talking real peas, bro.
Yeah. And we're also, and it must be stressed too, the person who's reporting this is not a football journalist. He's not. Like this is a guy who's coming at it from the point of view of it's a major acquisition of a company that's on the New York Stock Exchange. He could give a shit that it's a football club. He doesn't give a really. He doesn't care that it's a football club.
He doesn't care.
All he sees it as is an organization that's on the New York Stock Exchange, could possibly be sold for $6 billion.
And it's huge money.
And that's big money. And the share price went crazy. That's what he views it as. That's why I said it's really interesting that the BBC economics editor, Faisal Islam, was saying the same thing. He's not a football guy. Like, he's not, you know, I don't know if he's a football fan or anything like that, but that's not his beat. Sports is not his beat. It is the numbers, it's the stock price, it's the New York Stock Exchange, that part of it. This guy, mergers and acquisitions, that's what he does.
That's his job. That's his day-to-day. That's what he does.
And again, it's still not gone anywhere. I like you, I'm waiting for the Reuters, you know, a bit like with that Qatari one where they did the thing and they come out afterwards and they go, actually, it's not owned by his dad. And, you know, we were speculating, blah, blah, blah. I'm waiting for that, but it doesn't look like it's coming.
Yeah, Ben Jacobs is on the trust me fam energy. I trust me, man.
Well, but the thing is, and in all seriousness, when it comes to him, I'm sure that he's probably got his sources. That's what they're saying to him, and he might think, look, they've never steered me wrong from that, and maybe his sources are closer to maybe the football side of things, as opposed to this guy from Reuters, who they're closer to the financial side of things as well. Or
he might have a direct line with Sir Jim and his brethren. Simple as that.
Because that's when it goes back to who do you believe and where do you get your information from? Because it's really difficult to decipher it.
And Sir Jim, in his mind, I'm number one, baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's why not? He hasn't been told anything. Yeah, until he's told something different, he's absolutely number one. It's crazy. This whole thing, is brilliant. Hopefully, like, and who ended up getting the WWE when it won? Was it Saudi?
It was Endeavor. It was Endeavor. And you know what was really fascinating with that process, KG, is that there was talk in the background and it was quite quiet. And then I think it was WrestleMania Sunday. They would literally just came out. An announcement's going to be tomorrow. It's been acquired by Endeavor. They're merging with the UFC. And then literally Monday, boom, announcement. That was it. And my prediction is you went with Thursday. I think if there was going to be an announcement, I think it would most likely come Monday. My prediction would be that we would hear something over the weekend, and then to avoid any of the stock market stuff. I think again, and then come Monday, it might be like that. But again, that's how the WWE one happened, and that was also facilitated by the Reign Group. The actual pitch to merge WWE and UFC was made inside the Reign Group headquarters in New York. It was made in an office in the Reign Group, and but again, that kind of came out of nowhere, as sometimes these things do. This is not a typical process. It must be stated too. How this has been operated by the Glazers, that's not typical. It doesn't usually sort of take this long, you know. And again, it's for me, there's more of this coming, more of this every day.
So what do you reckon? So in your head, 1 week, 2 weeks, next week?
No, I said my prediction is Monday.
Monday. Yeah, I like that. I think it's happened today, to be honest. I'm going with that. I'm going with what I saw. Today. I'm going with the first day. Yeah, going with today. I think Rio coming out. I think Rio coming out and saying what he said. It's there. It's all there for you guys. You know what I mean?
Are you just waiting for close of trading? So you think it's going to be, you know?
No, I think they can't say anything, but all the business was done today. I think all the conversation, everything was done today, and now they as he said, there's going to be no public this week because they're not going to tell us like that. So we just got to sit back and wait. But I think they decided today.
Let me get these super chats out the way as well. Lil Yo-Yo says, Mr. Kevin Glazer, you content with your percentage of the deal?
If I was a Glazer, I didn't have the headband.
I thought you were gonna break. I thought you were gonna break into song for a second there.
Where was the
If I was a glazer, no. with the no.
I don't know. I think don't be surprised if we're not live again.
Yes. A descendant of the first crackhead says, today I feel effing Qatari. # smart car settings.
Let's play it. Hold on.
Today I feel Qatari.
I even know where the break is now. I've got it perfect.
You know, I was in the car with my dad earlier, KG, and I told him the story about you in the smart car. I thought he was going to drive off the road.
He's laughing in it.
I went, and then honestly, and then when I went, and the roof came down, he literally went,
oh no. I want him to respect me so much. It's too late.
Says, come on, KG. We all know you want to break out in song and dance. I can feel your restless legs shake through the screen. All right.
No, I promise you, there's going to be a Glazers Out leaving party. There'll be a party. There'll be a stream. There'll be cake.
Cake?
We can invite Vieira. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like cake.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. We'll just be live, enjoying ourselves. Because again, it's the end of a shit regime. These guys have killed this club. These guys, right now, the window's open, everybody. And look what the Glazers are doing. You know, they don't care about us. They should have sorted out this business a long time ago. Even down to if they wanted more money, come on, guys. This is not how you do business. This is not how you try to buy a club over 6 months. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. The season's over. There's no excuses. If they feel like they're your guys, communicate. Finish off this deal. But again, it's typical Glazer nonsense.
And one thing actually we haven't said, and it must be pointed out, where's Rio getting his information from?
Rio. Hey, remember that when Ronaldo won?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Rio just came out of nowhere, just always chill, and he just says it, boom. That's it. Listen. We wait. This is typical Man United, twist and turns. Again, I do like transfer news and stuff, but this is getting the next level. This is ridiculous. Usually when the window opens, it's kind of exciting. I like being linked to certain players. And, but then after we got to this time with Man United where we're linked to certain players, but we could never afford them. I think the good times will come back where we can really enjoy the transfer window. Like, I wonder who we're going to buy. Like other teams, like I heard Man City now trying to buy Declan Rice. Damn. You know what I mean? That's like, they must be excited. They must be thinking, I wonder who's going to come through these doors.
What do you think if Sheikh Jassim does successfully take over United? It's been said that there's not going to be we suddenly spend 500 million this summer, because again, from an FFP point of view, that might be impossible. But do you expect still a statement signing that we go, we won't get him before the takeover?
Ask Man City if FFP is real.
Well, again, ask PSG.
Ask Chelsea, who spent close. How much they spent last season?
I mean, do you remember when PSG got Neymar and Mbappe in the same summer?
So again, FFP is a joke. Wenger's been moaning about FFP for the longest time. Nothing's going to happen. End of the day. Wait, how much did they spend, Chelsea? 600 million. Wait, what? And FFP is a thing? Get out of here. Listen.
And they went, look, amortization. We spread it over 10 years.
Was it 600 or 800 million? I need to know.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I want to say it was probably like 600. I think it was 600. They set the record for January spending, definitely. I know they did that.
Yeah. So listen, if they can do that, I'm telling you, When we get these, because we can just pay off the debts. We can pay off the debts of these players that haven't been like, there's that debt that's there. Pay it off. He can walk in and just pay these teams. Let's keep it moving. He was paying for Lukaku. Pay it off. All of that. Let's keep it going. Yeah, there you go. And now and Chelsea are still trying to sign players as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Anyway, we've got to wrap it up. KG's got fathering duties to do.
I got fathering duties to do. Yeah, man. It was good being a tier one. It was good being a tier one guy for like all of 2 hours.
Yeah, but that's about right for you. That is about right for you. Just before we leave as well, Sky Sports News are saying sources close to Sheikh Jassim say he's still waiting to hear if he is entered into exclusivity. No exclusivity has been granted to any party interested in buying or investing in Manchester United. That's coming from Sky Sports News.
All right, at least the news is Sheikh Jassim facing, and it's not Sir Jim. That sounds good. I'll take that.
Very, very interesting. Anyway, guys, look, smash a like on the like button. We're 20 likes away from 500, so on the way out, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Keep an eye out. More content on the way later today. Stay tuned. We're out of here. Peace.